What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here, back with another action figure review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball CGI Superhero Vegeta figure. I know it took me a long time to get to this one, but here we are. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Starting off with that sexy packaging, as you can see, it's the same as the Goku and Piccolo box. Does say Vegeta Superhero right there. You got the Tamashii Nation's quality sticker of approval. The window packaging where you can see some of the accessories. You got Vegeta right there looking really nice. I dig that a lot. Some images of him along the side and bottom. Then you do have the Toei sticker right there. I believe Dragon Ball Superhero, Tamashii Nation's Bandai, all that good stuff. Another image of him smiling at the bottom, which I don't think he smiled in the movie, but yeah, anyway, nothing along this side, nothing much going on at the top. And then of course on the back you do have some poses you can get the figure into, as well as some of the accessories that he comes with. But no one cares about the packaging, so let's go ahead and get into this figure, because that's what we're here for. Now straight up, man, right out of the packaging, I'm gonna go ahead and get some things off my chest. I've heard some people say that this is not all that great of a figure. I've heard some people say that it's a pretty bad Vegeta figure. It's lackluster, all kinds of things. He's probably like the weakest out of the superhero figures. And I gotta disagree, man. This is one of the first times that I've actually taken a figure out of the packaging before reviewing it. And last night I took a couple of shots of this guy. And man, I was really enjoying this dang figure, yo. Like, it does have some issues, and I am definitely going to cover those, but for the most part, I really did enjoy it. And it's strange because when I first saw this thing, I was like, nah, I'm not really feeling that. I didn't like the look of the shirt that he's wearing. Something about it just didn't work for me. I didn't like the sculpt or anything like that, but having it in hand, it definitely doesn't look bad. Now, once again, I will cover the problems, but first let's go ahead and take a up close look at this guy. Now, one of the key things I want to outline before I even talk about the rest of this figure is these facial expressions. Tamashii Nation's, I don't know what it is, something about the superhero looks where they have the added line detail to the faces, like above the eyebrows and under the eyebrows. The paint work, even the paint that they did on the eyes, it really makes the expressions of these figures just pop. And that's something that I really love and enjoyed. Even last night when I was taking photographs of this guy, I realized just how much the added detail to these facial expressions really made these figures photogenic, and that's something that I really enjoy. Now, moving on to the shirt, it is definitely not the best sculpt. I'm not even gonna say that it is. It doesn't look awful, but it doesn't look great. I have one issue with it, and it's the fact that around the chest area here, as you guys can see, some of the blue paint kind of got on that. I don't like that at all, but I mean, it's not like a big gripe. It's not very noticeable unless you look at it too much, but it is there. So I don't know. I don't really care for that. Now, if you don't know, this blue does not match this blue. I'm sure the light captures that very well. This is Vegeta just in another dark blue tank top where he's like, yeah, I don't care if the blues match or not. It doesn't really matter. I'm just fixing to go train. But I do like that these arms are, I don't know if they're a new sculpt, but I don't think that they are. They're probably just molded in this color, but it's the same arms we got from the Vegeta 2.0, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Vegeta, whatever you want to call it. Now, one issue I do have is that this is probably molded in white and painted on. It's very subtle, and you might not even notice it if you're just looking like casually. But this tan is a little bit darker than the upper arm. So, like I said, not even very noticeable if you're not paying attention. But yeah, I really wish they would have done that correctly. It's not something that's going to irritate me. I'll probably forget about it for who knows how long. But yeah, I just wanted to outline that. And on to the bad. I'm going to go ahead and knock those out. One issue I have with this guy that is probably my biggest issue is when you're posing him and you turn him at the waist. I think I hit my camera, sorry. But if you turn, oh, it doesn't want to do it now. Wow. It doesn't want to do it now. That pisses me off. But I'm keeping this on camera. Anyway, I was posing this guy last night. I took a couple shots of him fighting against Goku, and this just kept popping off. For whatever reason, it just kept popping off. I have no idea why. But now it's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. We on camera now. Whatever, Vegeta, you suck, man. But anyway, yeah, that was one of the issues I had. And then the only other issue I had with this guy, as like so far, is the ankle articulation. But to be honest, I'm not upset about this, because if you've been collecting the Dragon Ball line long enough, you probably already knew that this was what you should have been expecting when this figure went up for pre-order. So it's no surprise. But overall, I really just think this is a beautiful looking Vegeta. I like this thing a lot. And I've already rambled, so let's go ahead and move on. Now, height-wise, to the top of the Saiyan Prince's head, as you guys can see, he's right at, well, to the top of his forehead anyway, he's right at about 5 inches. But to the top of his hair, he's looking closer to 6, maybe a little bit over 6. So, not a very tall figure. I still think he should be a tad bit smaller, but Vegeta has grown a little bit over the course of Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball Z, he was very small when he first appeared, but he grew a little taller, so I can rock with this. Now, getting a little sidetracked, I do really want to show you guys just how serious I am when I say that I think that the added lines bring about so much more expression, and it just makes this figure so much more photogenic. I know I said that already, but when you look at this side by side with the demoniacal fit head sculpts that are the same head, they just look almost plain in comparison to this guy. Now, this is the same exact expression, and it's not to say that either of these look bad, but when you just compare them to this one, it just doesn't look the same. And so I really wanted to showcase that. I know it's just a little added segment, but I'm enjoying reviewing this figure. So yeah, I'm gonna throw some extra in here. Now, when it comes to the articulation on this guy, he looks up about that much, which I think is fine. That's definitely a decent amount. Obviously, that neck's going to pop out, so you kind of have to play with that a little bit to make it look okay. He looks down very well. That chin is going to touch the chest. He does get really good tilt, and he can be very expressive. That head moves just fine. For those of you who want to know, it is still the same ball peg that we've been getting. I will say this one does feel like it's a little bit more fragile. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like it wants to split every single time that I try to put another head on there. They all do fit, but you kind of have to mess with it. And yeah, I just wanted to show that on here. Another reason for me to talk longer. But yeah, anyway, the arms do go out about that much. You can kind of finagle it just by moving them at the shoulder. That's how you're going to get them to go any higher. He does have a butterfly joint, not the most effective, but it is there, and that joint is painted the right color, so I'm happy about that. Does have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that come in about that much. His hands are on the typical SHF ball peg. Works well enough, only going to be hindered by the wrist. He does have a diaphragm joint, not the best, but it works. At the waist, he does turn. I swear it pisses me off. He's not popping apart like he was when I was posing him last night. That is so weird. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, he only kicks forward about this much, which isn't the best, but if you want to make it look like he's kicking higher, you just bend that back leg back. So there you go. As far as doing the splits, he does it about that much. He does have a built-in thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and then the foot is on the same double ball peg that we have been getting. They're not going to update this anytime soon, doesn't seem like. Actually, I think they updated it on Super Saiyan 4. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, you get a little bit of rocker, and then you do have a toe hinge. So articulation-wise, definitely decent. A little bit lackluster, but I am fine with it. I was able to get him in a ton of the poses I wanted, so I'm satisfied. Now, when it comes to accessories, you don't really get a whole lot with this figure, But to be honest, it's expected. Vegeta really didn't do a whole lot in the movie anyway. So you get 4 expressions. You do get the signature smile, you get a teeth gritted face, you get a signature frowning face, then you do get a yelling powering up face. As far as hands go, you do get the thumbs pointing to himself, or thumb. Thankfully, he doesn't do that in the movie because we already know what that means. He does come with a pair of martial arts hands, a pair of blasting hands, and then a pair of Gallic gun hands or reaching, posing, whatever you want to use them for hands. Now, I know people were upset that he didn't come with like an effect piece or anything like that, but seriously, guys, I don't think Vegeta even really shot a ki blast in the movie. So, I mean, you can't complain. You just got to mix and match parts. That's all I can tell you. I'm fine with this. He's a $30 figure. Now, when it comes to size comparisons, I really don't have a lot to show you guys because if you've been keeping up with me, you know I moved, and so I still haven't gotten a lot of my figures out of the packages and boxes that they are in. So it's going to be very strange when it comes to the size comparisons. Just bear with me. First off, here he is standing next to the Dragon Ball Super CGI Goku and the Dragon Ball Super CGI Piccolo. And right now, I really do think Vegeta is coming in second place, with Piccolo still being the best. But hey, that Gohan is coming out this month, baby, and I cannot wait to see how that turns out. Here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts 1.0 Uchiha Madara, and I really hope that that 2.0 does end up coming out. I hope that's not fake. And then, of course, the SH Figuarts JJK Greatness Yuji Itadori. Lastly, here he is standing next to a Mafex 2-pack, The Dark Knight Returns Batman, and this is the variant to the original version that we got, and the SH Figuarts Street Fighter V Rainbow Mika. I told you guys they would be random. Don't ask why I have her. Now, for my final thoughts on this guy, is it a perfect Vegeta? Most definitely not. But let's be real, we have never gotten a perfect Vegeta figure. There's always been something lackluster when it comes to the articulation. It's almost standard with Vegeta figures, especially when it comes to the ankle articulation. I'm really hoping that Super Saiyan 4 is going to change that. But for now, this was a $30 reused figure with a brand new torso. Everything else is absolute repaint. So expecting anything crazy out of this would almost be considered absurd. This was just something that they put out to make a little bit of money and say, hey, we're giving you guys movie figures. Let's be real. This Goku and Piccolo are probably funding Gohan. And as much as I hate to say it, they're probably funding Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 also. Which I still hate the fact that I'm going to have to pick those up. But that's another story. Anyway, I think this is a solid Vegeta figure, man. If nothing else, I think it's just for the head sculpts. If you don't like the body, whatever, that's up to you. But for the head sculpts alone, I think that this is a good Vegeta. Now, to the people who didn't catch it when I said it earlier, yes, you can swap on any head sculpt from any Vegeta figure, unless it's like the 1.0 Scouter Vegeta or something like that, or the 1.0 Super Saiyan Vegeta. Anything that is a 2.0 Vegeta will fit on this body head sculpt wise. So will the demoniacal fits. I'm giving you the answer. I'm not showing it, but I'm giving you the answer. Yes, they will fit. So don't ask me in the comments. I told you guys. But overall, I like this figure a lot, man. I like it a whole lot more than I thought I was going to. This is one of those situations where having it in hand really showcases how much better it can be than seeing it in photos, because I was not excited for this, but now that I have it, I love it. I really love this figure. Once again, shout out to the GOAT, the king of Dragon Ball anything, especially action figure reviews, 86, for sending this my way, man. Thank you again, bro. And I know you said I don't have to shout you out anymore, but I'm going to shout you out in every video that you send of something that you sent me. So I appreciate you, man. I love you, bro. Thank you again. But overall, that's my review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are. Super sorry for the long video, but yeah, anyway, bye.